It was a cloudy morning in Newcastle, the kind where the grey sky seems to mirror the uncertainty hovering over St. James' Park in the pubs, on street corners, and even on local radio shows. The atmosphere is one of anticipation and mystery. Something big may be about to happen behind the scenes at the club, and fans feel that every new piece of information could completely change the course of the season. Time drags when there's a strong rumor in the air, and that is exactly the case involving the Magpies right now. Before we dive deeper into this tense and full of possibilities scenario, I want to ask you a quick favor. If you're passionate about Newcastle United and like staying on top of the hottest news, subscribe to the channel. It helps us continue bringing exclusive content and keeps you always updated on everything happening with our team. One simple click makes all the difference in helping us grow together. What's being discussed behind the scenes is that the club faces a delicate and crucial decision. One of its biggest talents, a key figure in attack, is in a state of uncertainty. Speculation comes and goes, and with the transfer window nearing its end, every detail could determine whether this player continues wearing black and white or opens the way to a new destination. The board knows there's no room for mistakes at this moment. Conversations revolve around the need to find quick alternatives that also make long-term sense. There's pressure, expectation, and, above all, the fans' anxiety, who know the season could be directly impacted by a single choice, amid behind-the-scenes rumors, discreet meetings, and silent negotiations. One name is beginning to gain strength as a potential solution to a dilemma that could define the next months for the club. And here is the big revelation everyone has been waiting for. Alexander Isak's future is at the center of this saga. The 25-year-old striker, one of Newcastle's standouts, is unlikely to leave the club unless a replacement is secured. According to the Italian newspaper Calcio Mercato, Chelsea's Isak's Jackson could be that alternative, but not permanently. The reports indicate there are real chances the Senegalese forward could arrive on loan, a move that could completely change the Magpies' attacking outlook. This detail directly ties into the countdown of the transfer window, which is already ticking. With only 2 weeks remaining until it closes, Newcastle needs to act quickly and smartly. Jackson, 24, has not been used by Chelsea this season, even missing the goalless draw against Crystal Palace. This reinforces the possibility of a temporary move, as the Blues are also considering how best to manage the player's future. Now, think about it. Wouldn't you want to follow these movements closely, receiving the hottest updates before anyone else? So take a moment and subscribe to the channel. It's free, quick, and guarantees you'll never miss an exclusive story like this. Each subscription motivates our production team even more to bring content that really matters to the Magpies fans. Newcastle's interest in Jackson isn't new, but the way the deal could be structured opens a fresh perspective. Instead of investing heavily in a permanent purchase, the club is considering the chance to test the Senegalese striker on a loan. This would reduce risk and allow Eddie Howe to assess if he adapts to the team's playing style and the pace of the Premier League. For Newcastle, it would be like holding a card up their sleeve without compromising the entire budget. It's also worth highlighting that this is a strategic move in relation to Alexander Isak. Should he leave, Newcastle cannot afford to be without an immediate replacement. Isak's Jackson, even if not yet at Isak's level, would provide depth to the squad, and if all goes well, he could even turn into a positive surprise, proving he has what it takes to wear the Magpies shirt and shine at St. James' Park. But transfers are rarely simple, especially when Chelsea is involved. The London club, known for selling players at a good profit, will hardly allow Jackson to leave without some financial guarantee. A loan is possible, but Calcio Mercato indicates Chelsea may require a purchase obligation clause. This creates a dilemma. Would Newcastle be willing to commit without first seeing results on the pitch? Fans, of course, follow everything with sharp eyes. Every statement from Eddie Howe, every rumor from the European press, is analyzed and debated in WhatsApp groups, forums, and pubs. And you, supporter, have you imagined what it would be like to see Jackson wearing Newcastle's shirt, sharing the attack with Anthony Gordon and Harvey Barnes? It would be a scene nobody imagined at the start of the season, but one that could gain momentum in the coming weeks. And look, if you're enjoying diving into these hot behind-the-scenes transfer stories, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Here you'll always find detailed analysis, reliable news, and that special touch of excitement that only someone living Newcastle closely can provide. Don't wait, as the next few weeks promise to be electrifying. The big question that remains is, how far is Newcastle willing to go to secure a replacement for Alexander Isak? The club cannot compromise its financial planning, but at the same time, it cannot risk losing competitiveness. A loan with a purchase option would be the ideal scenario, allowing flexibility to make decisions later when the season has shown its course. Meanwhile, AC Milan is observing from afar. The Italian club is also interested in Isak's Jackson, but according to the same source, Newcastle currently appears as the favorite to secure his signing. This detail increases the pressure even further, as the Magpies know they cannot falter against the competition. A quick and decisive move could make all the difference in closing the deal before another club moves in. Time, however, is the greatest enemy. Each passing day brings the transfer window closer to closing and leaves less room for prolonged negotiations. In this kind of scenario, bold and strategic decisions need to be made. Impatiently, fans count the days, while the board works behind the scenes to turn rumors into reality, and to make sure you don't miss a single detail of this saga that could reshape Newcastle United's attack. Subscribe to the channel right now. This way you stay updated with the most reliable and fastest information about our club. The best is yet to come, and you won't want to be left out. Whatever the outcome, one thing is certain. Newcastle United is experiencing intense days, full of expectation and crucial negotiations. Nicholas Jackson's name may divide opinion, but his possible arrival is exactly the type of decision that could completely change the course of the season. For a team dreaming of competing at the highest level, every detail counts, every player matters, and every choice must be made wisely. According to Calcio Mercato, the coming week will be decisive. Chelsea will have to decide whether to let the player go on loan, and Newcastle will need to assess whether to accept the conditions. Until then, the suspense continues, fueling fans' anticipation and keeping everyone on high alert for any news. So stay tuned. Support it. Alexander Isak'S future and the potential arrival of Isak's Jackson are about to write a new chapter in Newcastle United's recent history. Negotiations may seem complex, but it's exactly these moments that make football such a passionate experience. And here on this channel, you'll always have the most comprehensive coverage of the story. If you've made it this far, it shows you're truly engaged with our team. So don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and keep following everything about Newcastle United. Together we'll track every step of this saga and celebrate everything that's to come.